I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another classic movie review. And today we're going to be talking about a very, very old movie. We're going to be talking about a silent movie. And one of the great silent movies in many, many people's opinions. I believe from the 2012 poll of Sight and Sound, this is, according to that poll, the 5th greatest movie of all time. And this movie is Sunrise, from 1927, directed by F W Murnau. Now, this again, as I said, is considered one of the greatest films ever made, so watching it going into it, you'd expect, big expectations. I was expecting something great. Obviously it's a silent film, so my expectations have got to be muted, because obviously I'm a modern moviegoer. I've got to expect slightly less, maybe, from a film that old. But there are some truly great silent films out there, and I watched Metropolis, I've got a review of it on my channel, I've got The General, films like that are really, really great. And they have definite elements that I really enjoy. Metropolis specifically, which I think is one of the most ambitious films I've ever seen, considering that it was made in 1927, weirdly, the same year as Sunrise. It managed to make a movie successfully with such vast ambition that would be hard to make even by today's standards. But this video isn't about Metropolis, it's about Sunrise. So Sunrise is it's a simple story of a farmer and his wife and his child living in a small town in the country, when a woman from the city starts to manipulate and control the man, and an obsession between them grows. She starts to try and manipulate him into trying to killing his wife. Now, the story is simple, yes, but wow, is this movie effective. This is the greatest silent film I've ever seen. And this has a combination of everything that makes all of the other movies from that era work that I've watched. I've only watched 4 silent films, not including this one. The Kid, Modern Times by Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton's The General, and Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Metropolis has the vast ambition, the beauty, and then Modern Times has the humour and comic genius of Chaplin. The Kid has that, and the pathos, and the emotion, and that sense of family. And then The General has that modern feel, the use of great stunt work and incredible effects. It's also very funny, and it feels more modern, possibly, than Chaplin's films. What this does here, Sunrise, is bring every single aspect of what I liked about all of those movies together in a coherent movie, which is actually one of the most beautiful movies I've ever watched. This is stunning. The camera work in this film, considering, at the time, in 1927, film cameras were not easy to move around. They weren't light like you know today, like the camera I'm using right now, which weighs nothing. These cameras were huge, incredibly difficult to move. Before this, they'd only just started using track and dollies, and they had to have the cameraman with them. The cameraman was like connected to the camera. But somehow, this movie manages to revolutionise the use of camera. And the movement is incredible. There's a brilliant scene where the man goes out into the sort of weeds. It follows him at moonlight, and it's an absolutely wonderful scene. The camera movement, the cinematography in this movie, every single shot is perfectly lit. It's absolutely stunning. And it's not just the shots, it's the brilliant performances. From George O'Brien, who plays the man, and Janet Graynor, who plays the woman. They are both incredible in this movie. George O'Brien has a scene, well, both of them have a scene in a church, which is one of the most emotional scenes I've ever watched, and has probably one of the greatest close-ups I've ever seen. Like Takashi Shimura in Ikaru. This is incredibly affecting. The visuals, the expression, the visual expression from these actors, and when you boil down acting to its bare essence, it's about facial expression. And the great movies and the great performances have great facial expression, and it's all here, it's brilliant. And however simple this movie is, however simple the plot, it's a melodrama, but it's dealt with such intelligence and such class by Murnau that it becomes something more entirely. It doesn't just succeed, it soars. This is brilliant. And it may be affecting, and it may be emotional, and it may be powerful, but it's funny. And it's sweet, and it's light, and it has those moments of lightness. This isn't all doom and gloom. Like I said, this is an emotional roller coaster of a movie. You know, it has everything. It's the complete package, and watching this movie 90 years after it was made, I would never know that it's 90 years old. This movie feels timeless. I mean, like I said, this is better than Metropolis, because Metropolis, with its vast ambition, is a great film, but there are chunks missing, and it kind of feels a little bit disjointed at times. It's still a great movie by a long way. It's probably still a top 40 movie for me. But Sunrise really is the package, the complete package of a film. You know, it might be a simple plot, but it has great subtext and use of, you know, complex emotional feeling. You know, different situations and feelings throughout. This is a great, great film. And if you don't, it's not just the acting, it's not just the performances, it's this incredible beauty this film has. Like, this is one of the best looking black and white movies I've ever watched. It's stunning to look at. It's got great symbolism. I really enjoy how his relationship with a woman from the city who's trying to manipulate him is cast in moonlight and the darkness and night. And his relationship with his wife is cast in sunrise and sunlight. And really what this movie is about marriage, and how you love each other wildly at first, and then it fades, the fire fades, and eventually there are temptations from other people and other women, that excitement once again. And you only realise what you've got when you lose it. This is a symphony of love, loss. It's emotional, it's beautiful, it's funny, it's sweet, it's innocent. This is the Casablanca of silent movies. And I was shocked at how much I love this film. This is a masterpiece. I seem to be saying this a lot in classic movie reviews, but this is the greatest silent film I've ever seen. And I'm going to give F W Murnau's Sunrise 10 out of 10. So there you go, that's my review of Sunrise. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, drop your comments down in the section below. Have you seen a lot of silent movies? What's your favourite silent movie? I'd love to know. You know, I really want to watch more films from this era, because in reality this is pure filmmaking, and I truly want to look further into silent movies. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.